Shalom to you, like all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kakodash, and giving double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who peace and salutation to you, like Shemel Mouth and Zamapa from the Great Millstone Plains Cable Camp of Philadelphia, coming with another wee lesson. And this should be, of course, known. Alright, all of you Israelites that aspire to be rappers, okay, and entertainers, okay. When Esau Edom sees what you want, which most entertainers and rappers, they want the money, the power, the clothes, and the O's, okay, the status. They want to go on the luxury trips, living, the luxury life, and on the yachts, and everybody think, you're this big man with all this money. Well, there's a price you gotta pay, and it's obviously with your soul. All right, and this is not a conspiracy at all. Okay, we all know of the occult practices of the industry. Okay, and you have it that the Lord, He's been bringing down, these industries. Okay, the music. All right. You got right here, I got a video right here, and fair use warning, this is educational purposes only. It's not for any monetary gain. Now you got this particular rapper, Freddie Gibbs. They said he made the wrong decision, and the top are making him pay, and, they take these deals, these record deals, and you're under certain oaths and promises, and you have to do different forms of lewd immoral sacrifices, okay, just to get that fame, that name, okay, to be on the billboards and the music videos, which you can make on your phone now. You have it. It comes all at a cost. All right. And you don't want to pay that cost just to get that for for a sin for a season. That's stupid. Okay. You have men of integrity, all right, that had, of course, opportunities to have great riches, and of course chose to do otherwise. All right, so you have to, of course, follow, as the scriptures say, that the words are written aforetime, written for our learning. All right, you have to follow and seek the way of your fathers, okay, and find the right way and learn from mistakes. The scriptures tell you that, this is Job 8:7, though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase. Okay? And you have it that, we have it where, we'll be, a small thing. Most people, Jake, they think of Jake, they could be in a small little neighborhood, running around, because this Hebrew word is ma taza ire, all right, from ma ita, or from taza ire, which just mean to be insignificant and such. That's just Day over there. He can play ball, but who is he? He from such and such neighborhood. He from Wissanuman, or he from Uptown, or whatever it might be. You have it, with us, even, as Israelites and such. The Lord delivered us out of ancient Egypt, and, look at how we are and have even become a great people out of a, just being the last of the nations. It's just amazing. But it says, though thy beginning was small, because we're the Lord's portion, yet thy latter end shall greatly increase. All right. and we gonna have the greatest cigar ever increase, because we had the kingdom, all right, to become great, to increase. All right, we're gonna be great and perfect in righteousness. It says, for inquire I pray thee for of the former age. All right, you gotta look at the former, that which is of the past. All right, from the Ra'ash Wan. All right, which Ra'ash is going to the headings. All right, Ra'ash Wan is the headings, the beginning. All right, the former. All right, of our ancestors. All right, which are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, Hebrew Israelite men. Okay, you start with them. All right, as it says, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers. It's all start with that pedigree, that Abba. All right, Abba Watham. All right, Abba Watham. All right, going into the fathers in a plural sense. Okay, the originator, the patron of a class, the profession of art. Okay, the term of respect and honor. Okay, these are what you're supposed to be returning to. Okay, a lot of these Israelites out here are doing dishonorable things just to get a name. All right, just to get these riches and stuff like that, man. You can keep all of that. Stand for integrity. All right, as Psalms 25, it says in 21, let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Right, that's what you're supposed to be doing, man. Let that hold you down. Okay, this is something you should pray. Integrity, thumb, going into being right, completeness. All right, innocence, simplicity. Okay, this is our father Jacob. All right, being a plain man that dwell in tents. Right? Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Okay? To guard you. You have these certain morals. All right? It's going to push you forward. All right? It's going to guard you from the different dangers that's out there. You'll see the danger and say, that's not for me. And don't go down that door which they want you to walk, like these other guys have done, trimming their ways. All right, so it says why rappers can't sell concert tickets anymore. I could cover even that, but I want to see what this Freddie Gibbs bull. This is Jay off of Jay Marvelous page. Talks about how he got so-called deal from, person, and they just continue from there.
But I couldn't. So it was a lot of frustration there. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming. Right there. And it's just like, I didn't want to hold him up, but I'm like, bro, I'm gonna try this every way. And it ain't that you not gonna get a deal. Yeah. It's just, I can't get it.
After realizing that the industry was shady, Freddie Gibbs tried to do his independent thing.
Everything that we were doing was about working toward getting a record deal or getting back on a major label after we had dropped from Interscope years ago.
And this is what Jake want to do. Jake want to be in them nice penthouse suites, them luxury apartments, where the girls can come up in there and it's like they never seen anything like that ever before. You got the nice decor, the interior design, on 100. Okay, it looking like like somebody of regal royalty. Okay, but what goes down even in these places is a lot of dirty things. My mom could speak, from working, at one of the major hotels in, America, or really in the world, Fortune 500 company. All right, Marriott, and the different stuff she would have to clean up after, these parties. Okay, the shite that's mixed in with the blood, in the beds and stuff, from a lot of these different homosexual acts that go down. Okay, even like obviously these other alphabet activities and such. The different body fluids and stuff that's just raining down, the residue. A lot of foul stuff be going down with these people that supposed to be esteemed as, these are the stars. Okay.
When all our work started to become profitable, it was like, man, do we really want to sign a deal with a major label? Do we have to? No, we don't have to. I think that we keep doing what we're doing, and I think it'll pay off. So we just bet on ourselves, really.
And that's expensive too, because you're funding all your own stuff. You guys are putting up your own bread for that, your own money. Like, I can only imagine, like, what it costs to fly around and do all this and that. Like, people don't understand how difficult it is to be an independent artist.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of investing in yourself. You might not be able to go get a watch or a chain like you see on TV or something like that. You know what I mean? You gonna have to put that money in other places. You know what I mean? I see a lot of cats, they invest, they got, I know that a lot of guys that come from a street bag, and they might have a street bag.
And that's what most dudes in rap industry come from, a street bag. All right, they just regular grimy dudes from the hood that sell drugs, and then they do rap on the side, and then they get into this rap game, and they become the worst of themselves.
They don't know how to start the rap career. You know what I mean? Like,
and they go and meet up with somebody that can produce beats, smoke weed, and let them demons and entities come to them. And that stuff just attract more and more, wickedness. Okay?
There's a difference between having a lot of money. After the industry saw Freddie Gibbs didn't need them, they got frustrated. In 2015, Freddie Gibbs was arrested for rape. These two women claim that Freddie Gibbs did some heinous things to them that was unexplainable.
A lot of things was going through my mind, man. I was sitting there, really like, man, like, this is what I'm about to go to prison for. Everything I've done, I'm about to go to prison for this.
For something that did not happen?
That I didn't even do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what you'll get. Dealing with that industry, dealing with the wicked. All right, you ain't supposed to be making agreements with them, so that's just that, man. Why rappers can't even sell any tickets no more? This place is through, man. That's why. All right, the scripture tell you in Amos 3, tell you in another place too. I think it's 3. Or Ecclesiastes the 12th chapter. It tell you that this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. The work. Okay, you see all these vacant business buildings and such like that. Okay. It's through out here, man. Like Rite Aid pharmacies, they become just nothing but lands for homeless, and just short dumps. Especially here in Philadelphia. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay? Dealing with the music coming shechach, which is to be bowed down. It's been weakened. All right? And look at that, where you could sell so much money. Bobby Shmurda, I think he had to cancel a tour. You go with them. Look, you got one canceled due to the tour being canceled for terrible ticket sales. And then they was like, man, we ain't getting this money. We ain't gonna go on tour. Okay? So, y'all could just go and check, some of this stuff on your own. Like a T-Pain right there. Most artists lie whenever their concert get canceled. Right? Let me see what else you gonna say. Most artists lie. Or tickets our tours get canceled. That's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about whatever reason they say. Like they'll make up some BS excuse. But the truth is the Lord is weakening these industries and destroying the fashion of this world. And you, Jake, like I said, y'all paying for it. All right. So, don't trim off your ways. Hey, understand what it is. I live links to this, and Lord will, like I say, fair use warning. This is for educational purposes only, not for any monetary gain only. Don't own any of this footage, by any of these individuals. It's only for educational purposes only. So, shalom to the elect. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shema Shai, and double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone. Well.